Good morning. This is Joyce, and I am here because I have a project share, and I also want to comment on a video that I saw yesterday by Betty, who is Scrap Passion 01, I think it is. Let me get my book. And her question was, how do you overcome your mojo leaving home? How to get your mojo back. And yes, it is Scrap Passion 01. Her name is Betty. She is a fabulous artist, crafter, and she's lost her mojo. And I understand that because I've been having that same issue for the last 6 weeks or so, and she wants to know, how would you go about getting your mojo back? How do you do it? And honestly, I've been there before. I've not been able to create anything or come and sit at my table and have all the kinds manner of stuff pulled out. And how do you get it back? And it's just what inspires you. What's the reason that you aren't able to create? And for me, the last 6 weeks or so, it was just that I've had a lot on my mind as far as my health, and I've been really worried because if I don't do something about the situation now, it could lead into a full-blown disease. And I was diagnosed, and I wasn't going to talk about this much, but I'm going to say it. I was diagnosed pre-diabetic, or borderline, like my doctor, the nurse told me when they called me back. Which means if I don't get it under control now, a year, 2 years, 3 years, I could be on insulin or whatever drugs they have at the time. And I'll tell you what, diabetes scares me worse than cancer. It scares me more than any disease that I know of, okay? And the reason being is that diabetes affects so many areas of your body. You can go blind, you can go into a coma, you can lose body parts, your kidneys can fail, you can be on dialysis. And I've seen it in action. Somebody that I loved dearly, lived with diabetes for a whole lot of years, and they were on dialysis. They had poor circulation. The last year of her life, she had both legs removed below the knee, one below the knee and one above the knee. She was totally bedridden and having to do dialysis in that last year. And she didn't live anymore. She was just existing. And I watched her slowly die. And that is not who I want to be. I loved her, oh God, as much as I love my mother. And I don't want to be that person. I don't want my life to end that way. So my doctor sent me to do the diabetic classes at the hospital. 5 weeks meeting with dietitians and nurses, and I've got one more class left. But I'm learning what I can eat, when I can eat it. How much do I need to eat? How many carbohydrates do I need in my diet a day? Anything, vegetables there are vegetables that are carbohydrate, that have carbs in them, starchy vegetables, potatoes, breads, rices, fruits, vegetables. Yeah, your fruits are good for you, but I'm learning this, and it has been so on my mind that I have been unable to wrap my mind around creating. Normally, crafting and creating relaxes me, and it kind of pushes all those problems of the day or the week right out, because it's where I can just be me and do what what I love. And I have not been able to do that for the last, like I said, 6 weeks. The only thing I've done in the last 6 weeks was I made a canvas for my sister's craft room and a birthday card. And both of those projects, where it might have only took me a couple days or even an hour or so to do a birthday card, it took me days to just decide what I wanted it to be. I had the images, I had the papers, and I just could not put it together into something that I really liked. And it took that long to do it. Same thing with the canvas. I love playing with the paints and stuff, but it just took me forever to get a grip to be able to do it. I mean, in the end, I finished it, and she loved it, but I normally do better work. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. And Betty's question was, how do you overcome this? I call it a syndrome. You know, you can't create, your mojo leaves. You know, nothing works. And so my idea was to start with something really small, either ATCs, something that wasn't going to take a lot of thought, where it wasn't going to take a lot of material and stuff. So what I did yesterday, I kind of had some time and I made some cards. And I used cards that I had already done the bases. I had already done the matting. I had leftover paper from a couple mini albums that I made, and the paper is from Bo Bunny, and it was Something Time. And I use, I've put everything back up, but these are 4 of the cards, and 2 says Just a Note. Those are blanks. And the stamp set is from Hero Arts, and it's one I bought on clearance at Hobby Lobby months ago and had never used it. So I opened it and I made some note cards, and I really like how they turned out. And like I said, I've already hung them up because I made this video once and I realized there was a name tag laying there with my full name and everything on it, and so I didn't like that, so I had to redo it. But anyway, so I made 4 of the note cards just to say hello and you're my type of friend, and I really like how they came out. And to do my corners, I used the Crocodile, the Deco Art one. Love those things. And I've left them blank because I do like to write messages to my friends who live out of state. And so, like I said, that's 4. And it didn't take a lot. They're simple, but just to be crafting felt good. And it didn't take a lot of thinking. And then I had another set of stamps from Graphic 45, and they're a couple years old because I've had them for a couple years, 2 years maybe, 3 years, sorry. And all these 3 ladies come from the same set, and I love that era. You know, they dressed all the time. They wore the hats, and they love dressing up to go out and party and have a good time, and I love those. And so I use those, but this is a Spellbinders die that I bought on clearance, and that's just one section of it, and I don't remember because it's out of the package, but I love that design, and I stamped the image right on the die cut. Same with these, I stamped the image right on there, and I used this photo, what is it, vintage photo ink to stamp them, and then inked up the edges of them. And I thought they were just so perfect with the images and the papers and everything. And then this bling, I put it up also, but that's a Recollections bling that I've had for a long time, and I've only got like 3 little pieces left. And as you can see, they came in different shapes. But I just really love how these turned out, and they were so simple. And I just matted them with some Basil, I think it's Basil cardstock. I don't remember what the name is, but it's a deep brown. And you can use them for anything. That could be a birthday card. Yeah, and she's almost naked. But I love that image. She looks like she's having a really good time. So that was my projects. They were simple, but they were really fun. And they didn't take a lot of thinking. It was just, okay, what are you gonna do? So flip through, pull out the stuff. And I don't know if this is gonna help you, Betty. I really don't. But today when I come back in, I have to go out for a while. When I come back, I've got some backgrounds that I had done for some ATCs, and I'm gonna play with that and see what I come up with. I haven't made ATCs in a while, and you know, I figure working on little things will get my mind ready to work on big things. I haven't done my iCads in a while. I mean, just none of the things that I had gotten really into have I done, and I just couldn't get motivated for it. So I'm going to see if working on small projects will have my mojo coming back home. God, I hope so, because I love creating. I love making things. I want to do a couple racks, and I got a few people that have been really good to me and have done so many wonderful things for me, and I'd like to do something nice for them, and I can't get motivated to make them what I want to make them, you know. So wish me luck with that. Betty, I know that eventually your mojo does come back. You do get back in the swing. You are able to create and make those beautiful projects that you are known for. And I hope that it happens for you really soon, just as I hope it happens for me really soon. Anyway, I'm going to get off of here. I think I've talked way too much for the day. And happy crafting, everybody. Hi to all of my subscribers, and I hope that everybody's having a great day. So bye. Talk to you soon.